Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Hashtag Anime Talk. My name is Lynden Burton, joined by my co-host, as always, Mr. Chrissa SJE. This is episode 45. Chrissa, how you doing, my brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing Gucci, man. I'm feeling lovely. It's a beautiful, the weather's been beautiful. I just feel beautiful.
Yeah, it's good vibes out here. I don't even know if they can see the candle lit, but we got the candle right now. Of course.
Got my the company 8, you know what I'm saying? It's actually Lynn's company 8 jacket, you know what I'm saying?
But we got all the figures and everything. The set looking nice, courtesy of Pure Fiction Collectibles. Shout out to the homies at Pure Fiction Collectibles. Be sure, if you're in Lafayette, Louisiana, and you want anime figures, wall scrolls, go to Pure Fiction Collectibles, located at the Walmart on Ambassador Caffrey, right in front of Faux Saigon. But I think it has another name now, but I don't care. I'm not here to promote them niggas. I'm here to promote Pure Fiction Collectibles. Go check them out. But yeah, Chrissa, not a lot of stuff has happened since the last episode, but we got some stuff that has really shook the core of the anime community. Let's get into it. Let's start off with the first one. Oda himself came out and talked about how he's executive producing a 10-episode season of One Piece that's going to be put on by Netflix. We don't know who directing, cast, or anything. How do you feel about this?
10 episodes makes me feel like the episodes are going to be pretty long, but 10 episodes for one season, I feel like it's not overkill. That's giving us a little bit of, this is not in any way, shape, or form replacing new One Piece content for 2020. I just feel like it's cool. Like, everybody's kind of scared of it. Everybody's kind of scared of it. And the thing is, I'm probably not gonna watch it. Like, I'll maybe watch it and give it a try. But I'm not a big fan of like, I always peep out the live actions, but they're never really good. Even like the DeathNote. I know some people have watched the DeathNote. Like, some people who really aren't in the anime that I know have watched the DeathNote live action, have never experienced DeathNote. And they're like, yeah, the movie was whatever. I'm like, cause bruh, that's not Light Yagami.
Yeah.
Light Turner is garbage. So, I mean, if it gets new people to ingest One Piece, some people may only like the live action, people who not really super into the anime, or even people who are scared of the 900 episode thing. I like it's just cool bonus content. I'm just glad it's not coming at the expense of anything else. We got Stampede last year, you know?
Well, I'm glad you're positive, because I am not. First off, let me say this. And I've seen people like, oh, this might get American audiences into One Piece. You have one first impression with this. And my thing is, I'm okay with anime live-action adaptations to a certain extent. Cowboy Bebop, whether or not I like the casting choices or not, Cowboy Bebop to me is an anime that works live-action. Samurai Champloo can work live-action. Outlaw Star can work live-action. Trigun can work live-action. You want to know why those things work? Because they're based in our society at different points. Post-apocalyptic, space, future, but it's still based in our reality to an extent to where the technology is feasible. There's no crazy powers. When you jump to One Piece, you telling me I'm going to buy a kid who is Mr. Fantastic, a swordsman who gets 3 arms holding a sword in his mouth, a nigga who only kicks, a reindeer who turns into a human, and a skeleton man, and on top of that, a robot. Like, we gonna buy all of this. We about to buy all this. And who they cast as these people? To me, I love One Piece so much. I have the same rules that I have with Naruto. Don't touch it. Let it be. But because Oda's behind it, I can't be upset at it because he gave it his blessing. That's the dude who created, so who gives a fuck what I think? But it's like, I just love it so much. I don't want to see it tarnished. But like you said, it won't tarnish it. It's just, why not make anime live actions that we know will succeed?
No, it might not tarnish it. But it might. It really might tarnish it. Like, the thing is, Dragon Ball Evolution will forever be one of its biggest detriment. Like, if people talk about Dragon Ball Evolution, like, the fan base tries to, like, pretend that never existed.
And if you want me to be honest, if you want to do a shonen live action anime into a movie, TV show, live action, there's only one, in my opinion, that would work. And not only work, but kill, is them. It's My Hero. We're in the age of superhero television and superhero movies. That would work.
Don't give them any ideas.
But I'm just saying, like, out of anything.
We've seen Sky High. We've seen, like, you know.
But nigga, I'm not gonna let you do. We talking about Marvel. We seen Marvel.
What I'm saying is, we just seen examples.
My nigga said
Sky
High.
I'm just saying that just because, you know what I'm saying, it's a similar premise.
No, I feel. I'm just messing with you.
At the same time, like, with the I feel like they could have done it with Death Note. I feel like they had a
Death Note is one that should have worked.
It had an opportunity. Like if they turned it instead of trying to do, because to me they were trying to do like a Final Destination type movie, and it was like a action type movie. If they would have done it into a Netflix series where they kind of followed the same guidelines,
It made it thriller, suspense.
It'd have been really good if they kind of kept to the core of what makes Death Note Death Note. A lot of the to your point of like certain things could work, like Trigun could work, Cowboy Bebop could work. The reason why we love shows like Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto is because the animation allows us to get lost in the fantasy that the worlds build.
Let me give you another example. Mortal Kombat. The Mortal Kombat live action movie is horrible. I don't care if you fucking like it. It's horrible.
I like it because of nostalgia.
Exactly. But they're making... Tell me about this. If you heard their remake, because they are doing a Mortal Kombat live action, another one. They're trying to update it. I think that maybe can work, but the fatalities...
have you seen the 2011 or 2010? It was like a long trailer. It was like Mortal Kombat movie coming soon, but it was really just a short. It was like...
what I'm about to tell you, they doing an animated movie that's going to be anime style with like gore and everything.
That would be
while
hard.
giving the live action. I get live action work. People want to see it, but like the thing that makes certain IPs, and I use Mortal Kombat for example, the fatalities and the gore, that would be beautiful animation, and I'm applauding Warner Brothers Animation for doing that. And it's like I feel the same way with One Piece, and because I know people are gonna be like, well, Lynden, they're about to make the Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic's in there. We could get Gummo Luffy, sure.
They're about to make the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, they are. That's coming soon.
With who?
Oh, we're not gonna get into it. I'm gonna tell you off here.
They keep. Why would they keep beating that dead horse? They got like
Marvel,
3 different movies.
They got to. But my thing is, if they're gonna there's already 900 something episodes, 900 something chapters. How far are we going? That's another problem of mine.
And see, my thing with this is,
are we gonna get to Marineford? Are we gonna get to hockey? And then when we get to hockey, I do not want to see Gear 4 Luffy
I don't think it's gonna
live action.
Being that they're giving us 10 episodes, I don't think it's going to be anything canon. There's no way you're going to be able to do a 900. Even if you cut all the filler, do a Kai version where you short on the bridge version, there's no way you'd be able to do One Piece's storyline. I'm figuring it's going to be like a One Piece.
They could do 45. They could do 45 minutes an episode, depending on how much money they put into it.
Still, bro, 10 minutes per 10 episodes per season. You know how long it would take you to even get to the time skip in One Piece? Like even with hour-long episodes, and you cut out all.
See, I'm thinking the first season is all East Blue. Like Zoro, we meet Zoro, Sanji, Usopp. Like 2 episodes, we're in the first 2 episodes. Morgan's with Zoro.
I can't imagine getting like Usopp's whole story off
in 2 episodes.
45. Oh, in 2 episodes.
10 episodes. It's 10 episodes a season. First 2, Zoro and Luffy meet. Second, and the Shanks shit. That all happens in that shit. Second 2, the Usopp shit. Then the Sanji shit, maybe like 1 episode Sanji. We're at 5 right now. The next 5, Nami's full story with Arlong. You finish with 5 episodes.
Now see, this is my thing. You can, however they're gonna do it, I doubt many people are gonna be happy with it. The thing is, I don't understand why Oda or just anybody would want to invest this much time into something that traditionally has never really worked for anybody.
Netflix has to be giving him the fucking bag.
For sure. But I feel like they're squandering a bag, because to me, if you're going to invest money into any kind of One Piece content, why this? Because there's a million. Like the thing with My Hero, they said they were gonna drop one movie a year for 10 years.
Oh yeah, that is.
Nobody would be mad. Nobody would be mad if they saw a One Piece movie a year. If you got that money to invest in another Stampede. Like look at what that did for you in the box office. Look at what it can do for you again. Like Stampede probably was effortless for them to make. They were like, let's make a fan servicey movie. Let's bring everybody involved into it, like a pirate festival. Let's, you know what I'm saying? And not to spoil anything on the movie for those who haven't seen it yet, but let's just do that again, recreate that same feeling, because I feel like Gold came out not too long ago compared to Stampede. Gold was like maybe what, 5 years apart?
I assume so. Like that was a long time ago. That was before I was a One Piece fan.
So if y'all got money to, because making shows, even a 10-episode show ain't cheap, especially about like open sea exploration.
That's a whole nother topic. How much money is Netflix putting into this? Because if I'm being honest, they got to put this type of money that Star Wars, Marvel, more money than they gave The Witcher, and I don't know if they're doing that in the One Piece. And if you do anything less than that, it's not gonna look good.
Facts, like you said, if they put anything less into it than they're putting into one of their big bread winners like The Witcher, I love The Witcher, but I mean, you gotta be working with
and
big
even
budget.
that, like, that shit looks a little from time to time cheesy. Like, they did a good job, I think, on certain parts, but certain parts look cheesy.
They could cut corners, but then at that point, why do it? You're putting out a half-ass product. If you want to do One Piece live action, you gotta commit to making
it's gonna
worth watching.
We're gonna know if it works or if it flops the first trailer.
Yeah, when we get the
first trailer.
I'm still waiting on a Cowboy Bebop trailer. So
Spike broke his leg, so John Cho broke his leg, so we waiting for him to heal up for them to finish filming. Mm-hmm. So that's that. But you brought up something that I forgot that happened, and I forgot to put it in the notes. But the My Hero 10 movie thing that happened after our episode.
I thought we talked about that last episode.
Did we?
We may have. We may not.
I don't
have.
think so. I'm pretty sure that dropped like right when we did the Kellen golf interview. Yeah, no, that wasn't on here.
Okay, well, yeah.
So let's talk about that. How do you feel about that? 10 movies for the next, I guess, 10 years?
I enjoyed the first movie. From what I hear, the second movie is amazing, and it looks just like it's going to be better than the first movie. So if they keep on, because My Hero is not the type to like drop no mid. I haven't seen it yet. A lot of the haters may say otherwise, but if you look at My Hero and their track record, solid season, better season, better season, better season, movie, better movie. There's no
miss.
I don't think they're gonna backtrack as long as they keep coming with movies that are either better or as good as.
And the first episode told us this is the story to see Deku how he becomes the greatest hero of all time. I'm sure he doesn't become the greatest hero of all time at 15 years old.
No,
like we have to get him to. Because we just saw in the episode that we're going to review, Endeavor became the number 2 hero at 20. So we got to see these dudes at least get to 18, 19, 20. So that's years upon stuff. So that gives us room for movies, room for growth, a Shippuden, time skip, how we always think. But on top of that, there's stuff like Vigilantes. There's stuff like wanting to know other heroes' stories. You can give us spin-off side characters. Because
I never thought about that.
This is a Marvel. I compare My Hero to Marvel and DC. The way that you have the Batman movie, you have the Flash movie, you have Wonder Woman, you have Shazam, and then they all come together for Justice League. Mm-hmm. We could get a Bakugo movie when he's off by himself, a Shoto movie, or some just different characters or different generations of heroes like Aizawa Sensei and President Mike when they were in UA. We learned that in My Hero Vigilantes. We could get a story about how they became heroes, or Fat Gum. There's so many different places they could take this that I'm interested. All Might's Time in America. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's going to get told eventually. So I'm not upset by this. And I saw people was like, oh, well, can Hirokoshi make it? Bro, Hirokoshi hasn't put out mid yet, so why should we question him?
Can Hirokoshi make it?
Yeah, like, what are y'all talking about? And I get we view this as an anime, but because Hirokoshi was so influenced by Marvel, by DC, I don't think Shonen Jump is going to miss the opportunity because they cracked the whip on Toriyama to get that Dragon Ball Z content out. You telling me they not going to crack the whip on Hirokoshi to get this whole superhero universe when they see what Marvel and DC are doing? This is something that's going to be different from any shonen we've seen before,
and
in my opinion.
He's already got other people working on, like Kishimoto and I forget who's helping with the art for Samurai 8 and just Kishimoto's new project.
It's not Taikubo. Somebody.
Yeah, Taikubo is Bleach.
Yeah, no. Who?
But like Akira Toriyama has Toyotaro.
Mm-hmm.
Like Horikoshi already has his guys on go for like Vigilantes. Just whenever you say Vigilantes, I'm automatically imagining, maybe they won't turn Vigilantes into a series.
Maybe might get a movie.
Into a movie series, like a trilogy kind of, or like a series of specials that are like an hour long. You get like a movie or a special every once in a while, continuing the story. Like
they have
just
so
the
much
fact that
room.
He has another writer, another artist on pocket just to do non-canon My Hero spinoffs as far as manga. Just opens endless possibilities. He's already dabbling in Dragon Ball Super-esque, Samurai 8-esque waters while he's still relatively a newcomer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. And my thing is, like I'm saying, if Marvel and DC can put out multiple superhero stories and then have the team up, have it focus on one person while still having the team up stories, I see no reason why My Hero Academia shouldn't do it. Like,
and they can do it very well. I can only imagine the endless possibilities just from what they've already opened up.
Like, I'm just waiting for the point where they graduate and we see Deku by himself. I know people are going to be like, well, what's Bakugo doing? What's Todoroki doing? Movie. Or like, with you can do so much off of this.
Facts.
So we're glad we discussed that. But I knew we were on the same page for that. There's no negative in that story.
Imagine if like they did a whole All Might in America movie,
Fire,
and you get a million new characters introduced, a million like historical characters in American
and
My
then,
Hero
and then
world.
we get My Hero Academia America
Right after that, like it's not even a season. Even if you just start the manga and leave it, people wanting the season, like the movie could do that. The movie could fish to see, hey, would y'all want to see a My Hero Academia America?
Boom.
People be like, yes, we love those characters. Boom, new manga.
Because
boom,
they
new
already
series.
said that. I mean, it was said early in the show that America has a worse crime rate than Japan.
For sure.
So if it has a worse crime rate, then I want to see what's going with the Bloods and the Crips doing over in America with quirks.
It would be so
like,
amazing.
Yo, that'd be litty.
Because their take on Japan is amazing, and their take on having different multicultural people in Japan. Like they got black dudes in the show, whether you like them or not. You know what I'm saying? To me, they handled the black people better than like One Punch Man.
Rocklock looked dope. And he had him a little.
I fuck with
Rocklock, he had him a little baby. Yo, I fucked with Rocklock.
And I fuck with that, and just
that looked better than the One Punch Man black dude.
That's what I'm saying. The One Punch Man black dude was not the move, and they handled that very well. And I could just imagine them just Horikoshi being a big fan of American culture. Like,
I mean, we know that when Kobe passed away, when he put Kobe's shoes on a drawing a Deku, like Horikoshi's the GOAT, man. He knows what he's doing. Like
he's very in tune with not only Japanese culture but American culture, and he's not only in tune with our cultures, but he's also in tune with what his fans want. And he delivers on like the new movie. From what I hear and just from what I see in the trailers, it looks like
good
fan service. Like he heard the fans like, oh, what y'all want to see this? Boom, here y'all go.
And then I think with his movies, they lead to something. Like I think all of these these movies might not necessarily be canon, but I think they are. I think we're gonna see maybe Melissa from the first movie come back. I think we're gonna see
his movies are more canon than like a Dragon Ball One Piece movie.
Yeah, facts. No, 100. No, One Piece movies are not canon. Like they are not canon at all. And like the only thing that was canon in a One Piece movie was the fact that Raph Tail is really known as Laugh Tail.
And Dragon Ball movies didn't really get canon until Battle of the Gods. I want to say. I feel like I guess the Cooler movies are canon as far as Cooler's canon. Like I feel like Cooler's Frieza's real brother, but I don't think they've actually had him referenced in.
Fuck no, because like bro, like Gogeta wasn't canon for a while.
Yeah, you're right. So
and Janemba's not canon.
Battle of Gods, Revival of Frieza, and then the Broly movie. That's the only movies from Dragon Ball that are technically canon, or like maybe recap movies.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's get to the next thing. This is gonna be kind of reviewy, but we want to talk about it. The Death Note one shot was released on the Shonen Jump app. Me and Chrissa both got a chance to read it. I'm gonna start with your thoughts, Chrissa, because you're a huge Death Note fan. What'd you think of the one shot?
I loved it. My thing is, I wasn't satisfied 150. Let me not say that. I just wasn't satisfied in the ending. Like I feel like I was robbed of an ending that I wanted, but I got the ending I deserved. Because at the end of the day, nobody was expecting, unless you got it spoiled for you, the actual Death Note series ending. So I felt like this ended in a typical Death Note fashion. So when I got to the end of it, I was upset. But at the same time, I was like, that's Death Note. And I was like, you got to love that for that. Because Death Note's not the type of person to give you a happy ending or a predictable ending or just however the case may be. What I will say is some of my highlights of it was seeing Nier grown up, seeing this new Death Note character handle the Death Note in a way that's completely unexpected.
They did have Easter eggs to like the first... The beginning, like the original Death Note story.
Yeah, you got them even talking about how Kira is in the history books and what Light Yagami did, and how people still to this day look at Kira's legacy, and it's like some people are like, yeah, he's a criminal, he's a devil, he's like the one of the worst criminals in all history. And some people are still like, well, he's kind of a god.
Yeah, he's the god of Japan.
So he's looked at like it's good to see that in one aspect. And it's so realistic too. This is real life. Like people happen and people worship them and people hate them. But like he's one of them people who was a real person in that world, and he has a bunch of people who are like, nah, scum. We hate everything he stands for. And some people are like, hey, he wasn't wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I also really like this take in the sense, we're gonna spoiler on this, but the take of how Minoru Tanaka is like this dude. I'm not gonna be like Yagami, but he was still super smart, still the type of person that I'm not gonna say he's as smart as Light, but he's in that vein of intelligent. He came up with this plan. He came up with this plan that the New L thought like, yo, I can't even stop this dude. Like this dude's gonna get his shit off. And basically the way, instead of killing people, he was like, no, I'm gonna make everybody in Japan rich, and they're gonna think of me as a god as
Facts.
well. And it's like, yo, he will be considered that.
And see, shout out to my bro Otaku guy, because he tweeted this. He was like, whenever the chapter first dropped, he was like, man, that new fucking Death Note chapter was ass. And I was like, whoa, but why? But I understand, because he had said something about the ending, like, spoiler alert, you know what I'm saying? But at the ending with the last rule being written, it did seem kind of ass-pully, and it did seem kind of unfair and out of pocket. And that's what fucked me up.
But see, it made
And to me, it made sense in classic Death Note fashion.
And it's like, Ryuk, you're fucking with the humans again. Like, the Shinigami King's like, nah, bro, we can't have some of this shit popping off.
To me, that's hilarious how the Shinigami King calls him in. I knew something was going to go down.
But you gotta think, another reason why I think it works is because the way that Light Yagami affected the human world, they had to do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
This dude affected the human world in a sense, I'm not going to say more than Light, but in a sense that's just as impactful, because he had the world leaders of America and China bidding over a tool that could kill anyone.
See, this is what I really respected about him, right? We got the Death Note quote unquote hero we never
thought we wanted, yeah.
And we never got, because we got Light, and as badass of a character Light was, it would be wrong to call him a hero. Like, he was definitely, he thought he was a hero, but his egotisticalness took over him. But with this guy, he's sitting there like, what would I do with the Death Note if I had a Death Note? And he's thinking about history. He's thinking about how Kira's revered. He's like, that is amazing how he did everything, but it ended badly. Yeah. So he's sitting there like, I wouldn't even want to fuck with the juju of the Death Note. So he's sitting there like, and Ryuk had said that. Ryuk was like, I do find it interesting how you're one of the only people that have ever used a Death Note, and you've technically used it, but you haven't even written down one name and killed one person. Like, even at the end of the series, whenever he, spoiler alert, comes to his demise, you know what I'm saying? You see that the world, he low-key is a hero, because he didn't kill anybody. The Death Note didn't fall in Trump's hands, you feel me?
Yeah.
Or whoever the president of America was.
That was Trump,
That
bro.
looked like Trump. I was johnning that all day. I was like, bro, they really got Trump. It like looks just enough like Trump to be like, that's Trump, but just enough not to be like, no, that's not Trump, just in case they ever fuck with him. But just the fact that they told Trump about the rule, which is the only reason why I'm mad homie died, because they told Trump about the rule, and Trump was like, hey, I'm not touching that. So to me, the transaction wasn't completed, but the transaction was completed on his end. Yeah. Because he got the money. But the thing is, he worked as a hero because he robbed America, which is not to shit on America, you know what I'm saying? Don't come looking for me, government. But like, he got America, stuck them up for however much money. And Trump, whenever he announced he was going to buy the Death Note, he was like, I'm going to buy it and not even use it, just to keep this evil out of the world, which is a very good political move.
Yeah, that's great.
But the thing is, he's lying. He's going to be like, I still got it to his people.
Yeah.
And at the same time, he still sold it. He doesn't know that he didn't take it. And it's just, it was a crazy ending in classical Death Note fashion.
And that's why I dug it, because it showed us a different take on it, like you said, but also it leaves the door open for Ryuk to come back and mess with the human world.
And see, the last thing where I said he was really a hero, because it was talking about how Japan was however much in debt.
Yeah, he got him out of the debt.
Like, he literally got Japan all that money. He got himself some money too, so he was kind of thinking selfishly, but at the same time, I'm going to get me some money and everybody else some money, and it's going to be smart so they can't track it to me.
The thing that I think that I'm not going to even call it selfish, because he got the same amount of money that everybody else got.
And the thing is, he did that. To me, he did it kind of selfishly, because at the end of the day, if he sent it just to himself, of course, you know what I'm saying, they were going to find him. So he was like, if I give it to everybody and I don't have any memory of it as soon as I'm done with the notebook, he's like, I'm done with the notebook. I'm just one of the random people who got the money in my eyes and everybody else's eyes. Like how Nier was saying, it would be impossible to find him with no knowledge of the Death Note. So just the fact that he did that, he was sitting there like, I am going to play hero because I'm going to take, like you said, equal amount of money. I'm not even going to fucking know. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm just going to be a random Japanese citizen. So he low-key was a hero for himself and his country.
And he's going to be remembered. Kira and I guess they're going to call him Akira, but like...
Yeah, he got a new rule written in the book, and to me, that was unheard of. I did not come into this one-shot expecting a new rule in the Death Note to be the plot twist at the end.
Yeah, and he looked badass. Got to give it to him.
For sure.
He had more drip than Light.
Everybody keeps saying he looked like a SoundCloud rapper. He looked like a K-pop. To me, he just looked like a typical like nigga that I've seen a million niggas who look like this guy, like in Supreme and like Thrasher, just run around. So to me, he just seemed like he was just like, you know, like a new age nigga with the drip.
That's
like
what I'm saying. He was dripping. But shout out to Shonen Jump. They have a lot of new stuff. I have to check out Guardian of the Witch. I hear that is pretty
hard.
interesting.
Like Guardian of the Witch looks hard.
They have Magic and Muscles. I gotta check that out.
That looks interesting. I've heard a lot of people talk about it, but I haven't peeped it out.
And I still have to check out A Gravity Boys. Haven't checked that out yet.
I'm caught up with Undead
Me
Unluck.
too.
I'm still not 100% caught up with Zip Man or Samurai 8.
Yeah, I'm caught up with both of those too.
I'm more caught up with Chainsaw Man than I am of anything else.
Real.
But I ain't gonna lie. I really want to get into Jujutsu Kaisen. So like, I'm gonna
that's
probably
my
start
shit.
reading the next two, just because this is anime talk, not manga talk. But I just want to throw out some things I'm about to start reading. So y'all hold me to this. If I come on these next couple episodes, I'm like, yeah, I haven't been reading
My nigga
anything.
still ain't read One Piece, but he talking to us about JJK.
But no, I'm starting My Hero.
All right,
We're
I
not
respect
starting
that.
My Hero, but picking up My Hero from where we are in the season.
Definitely should do that.
My Hero, JJK, and I'm already on Chainsaw Man, Zip Man, Undead Unluck, and I might pick up Eight Gravity Boys and the new ones, but I might just peep out what they're about. I might just read the first chapter of all those other ones and just continue on Zip Man, Chainsaw Man, and maybe try out Jujutsu Kaisen. So I'm kind of privy to what's going on before we start the season, but I don't think I want to read too much JJK before. Like,
JJK is fire. I'm waiting to see how they animate the action.
Like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit me like Demon Slayer. Whenever we get to episode like 15 or something, then I'm gonna already be knee deep into reading it. The episodes are gonna be that good.
Let me say this: JJK might give you a mixture of, but see, I kind of like the vibes more than Bleach. I'm not gonna say Bleach vibes, but it kind of gives you Yu Yu Hakusho Bleach vibes.
It gives me Bleach vibes as far as the aesthetic, for sure. Like the art design, character design, that reminds me of Bleach a lot.
And the characters kind of give you Yu Yu Hakusho vibes. I'm not gonna say the main characters Yusuke; they're totally different, but they have similarities.
I can see it.
They have similarities, and that's all I'm gonna say.
And I love pulling similarities like that. Like Tanjiro is not Yusuke Urameshi, but the similarities he does have with Yusuke makes me respect him a lot more.
Yeah, no, you're gonna like JJK. But the next thing we have is Ghost in the Shell trailer for the new Netflix series is released. I'll start off with this. This doesn't look good to me. This is 3D animation done the wrong way, whereas Dorohedoro and Demon Slayer showing us how 3D animation could be done well. Even the Lupin, the third movie that's coming, looks amazing. Looks Pixar-esque. This looks like low budget, the Surefine or the Dr. Check or Check version of what they were trying to do in Lupin. This looks like blocky. Like, I didn't like how Ghost in the Shell looked at all.
Now, see, to me, this is just Ghost in the Shell for kids. Ghost in the Shell
shouldn't be for children.
I've just started. I literally just heard this term for the first time tonight. But like Zoomers are like, like, you know, like how they say Generation Z, like how there's the Boomers. There's like the what's it called?
The Millennials. And then
there's Z. That is Ghost in the Shell for the new gen, like the new gen. And to me, I don't like it, but this is Teen Titans Go Ghost in the Shell.
But is it a new... My thing is it a new story, which I think it is. And if it's a new
so.
story, then, bro, that's messed up. Because, like, I revere Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell is one of the best cyberpunk series of all time. And I actually liked the live action with Scarlett Johansson. I didn't think it was bad. It wasn't, like, it was kind of boring at certain points because they just retold the story in a very drawn-out way. But it wasn't bad. That's my thing. In all the animes I love is just this Netflix 3D animation that they do, from Baki to Ashura, the other fighting one. I think it's Ashura something. And then this Ghost in the Shell. I don't like how any of them look.
That one looked kind of hard. The fighting one, like it reminds me of Baki, but like different than Baki because it's like 3D. Like I think
I know what you're talking
3D.
about.
That one wasn't that bad. I didn't watch the whole thing, but from what I've seen from it, it was pretty good. Like, not saying pretty good meaning like A tier, but it was some good B tier, C tier.
And see, that's my thing. Like, Ghost in the Shell shouldn't be C tier, B tier.
And I ain't gonna lie, nobody's killing it harder than one of the shows we're reviewing, the Dorohedoro. As far as the 3D animation,
it's beautiful.
It's hard to tell that it's 3D sometimes, but then when you look into it, there's like not that much that's not 3D whenever you're looking at it. It's just done so smoothly and so well that a lot of these people trying to attempt to do 3D could take notes from it, but this Ghost in the Shell doesn't seem like it's trying to go in that direction. It's trying to go into the you remember Reboot on Toonami, or Rebooted, or whatever it was called?
I think so.
It was like with the green guy. It had like the green people in it. It was like super 3D, super blocky, super 90s.
Yeah.
Like it reminds me of just something like that.
It reminded me of Code Lyoko.
It reminded me of like Code Lyoko for sure.
And I don't and when I saw that, I was like, bro, this looks like Code Lyoko 3D. And I fucking
Code
hate
Lyoko
it.
Ghost in the Shell.
That's my thing, bro. You can't fucking do that. Like, I don't want to see major
not Ghost
Code
in the Shell.
Lyoko. Like, no. I love those characters too much for that. Shame on you, Netflix, but hopefully it's good. I'll give it a shot.
That's the thing. It might not be bad. It just might not be for us. It may not be for core Ghost in the Shell fans. It just may be for new fans who are maybe look at Ghost in the Shell, how the new generation, which pains my heart, like how they look at Yu Yu Hakusho. They see it and they're like, 1992, let's look at the trailer. They look at the trailer like, I can't watch this old ass style. It's like how whenever I look at Berserk, Fist of the North Star, they look dope. I'm not about to go watch that old ass shit right now. I'd rather read the manga. I feel like people look at Ghost in the Shell, even though that's early 2000s. Was it late 90s?
Late 90s, yeah, late 90s.
It just
maybe
had
even 80s. But they gave us like two different. They have like their standalone complete. There's multiple versions of the original story reanimated because it was a movie at first.
A lot of the Zoomers, the only Ghost in the Shell media they've ever intaken was the live action movie, and to them that was probably cool, but it doesn't make them want to go back and rewatch old Ghost in the Shell. This could be something like a Teen Titans Go that reels them in, and they may like this just enough to finally give the OG Ghost in the Shell a try and may love that, but they might just like this just enough to get them into Ghost in the Shell. I feel like that's the only point of them coming out with this. I feel like it's not catering towards the OG Ghost in the Shell fans, because if so, they would have not went this route, because nobody wants to. It seems like it is trying to market itself towards a younger crowd just with the animation itself. You know what I'm saying?
And to me, that's no bueno.
See, it almost looks like chibi versions of these characters, but not 100%. It's not chibi 100%, but it's
blocky.
Close.
It is blocky, man. But the final news story we have is a video game news story. My Hero 1's Justice 2, the new trailer dropped showing all the new characters, where they're going. Of course, they're going to the overhaul arc. Chrissa, what'd you think of this trailer? Are you excited for the game? Whereas we said not to buy Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, will you purchase My Hero 1's Justice 2?
Well, the reason why I ain't purchasing Kakarot, or I have not purchased it, and I just gotta say something about that real quick, just since you brought it up. I saw a lot of people talking about it first week it dropped.
Nobody's talking about it anymore.
Right now, it's like, what, 3 weeks out? Nobody cares.
Crickets, because that game is horrible in there. People, they're talking about DLCs and making people pay for new people. Don't get me started.
Even the people that were playing it, like I've seen, and not to bring up any big names, because there's those Dragon Ball YouTubers who, any new Dragon Ball game they're on, they're gonna milk content out of it until the next one. But even the people who were like, when it first dropped, like, man, everybody talking shit about this not being good. This is amazing. This is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Yeah, we've been waiting on this since the 90s. They were on that for like a week, maybe.
Since the 90s.
And now they're like back on Pokemon Sword and Shield. They're back on Fighters because everybody's still on Fighters. Like, nobody stopped playing Fighter Z. You're like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's still on Fighters. Everybody's still on whatever they were on
People
before.
still on Xenoverse too, shit.
But to me, One's Justice 2 seems like One's Justice 1 should have been, but they couldn't give us One's Justice 2 because we didn't have enough content. So they gave us they knew what they were doing. They gave us One's
like
Justice
the first
1.
Naruto game. Like I remember when I had it, they went up to Gaara and we didn't even get his full story in the thing. We just saw him fight one time, and they gave us that first game, and it was only up to Gaara. And then the next game they had, it was like, boom, it's like, it reminded me of this One's Justice thing.
Now see, with Jump Force, it's another story, because I gotta throw it in the mix, because with Jump Force, I'm feeling like I like Jump Force. I enjoyed it, but it could have been so much better.
Yep.
Being that they already had J-Star's Victory VS. If they would have took that, expanded upon it, it would have been way better. But the thing is, with the first My Hero game, it's not trash, because you got to imagine, bro, when you think Dragon Ball Z Budokai, when you think of Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi, was the best one to you Dragon Ball Z Budokai or Tenkaichi, or was it 3 or 2?
Budokai 2 or Budokai 3.
The first games are just to introduce you to the game, how the game is gonna run.
To me, the best Dragon Ball one was Tenkaichi 3.
Yeah,
that was the one, the green cover.
You gotta get 1 and 2 to get to 3, and before there was 3, niggas was probably dick riding 1 and 2. So
and even Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3, that's the one.
But at the same time, like, they were still dropping 1 and 2, and people bought it. But the thing is, they would have never got to 3 without 1 and 2. So they dropped 1. Of course, 1 isn't gonna be perfect. 1 of any fighting game of any anime.
Yeah,
is
that's
not
my
gonna be
thing with
perfect.
this one. I hope it's a little more smooth.
And that's the thing. The gameplay was amazing. To say that it's their first one and see the graphics are already looking better. So, and I think you said that it was looking quicker too, right?
Yeah, no, it looks, whereas the first one, that's what I'm talking about, the gameplay and everything, it looked like when they would do attacks, it would, like, the frame rate would slow down, and it would take longer to gather up to do attacks.
Less like laggy.
Yeah, it's moving a lot smoother. It looks like the fighting pace has picked up. It just seems like the controls and everything are gonna match the frame rates and everything involved in how it looks.
One of my biggest pluses taking away from the trailer was just I'm a big roster guy.
Yeah,
so they
a lot
didn't
of
show
new
us
characters.
the whole roster, but yes, I'm thinking like how many more new characters can they get? But seeing that we're going all the way to the overhaul arc and seeing that we're getting a lot of people from the League of Villains,
And the overhaul minions are going to be on the game. I know that for a fact.
so we're gonna have way more villains. That's one of my biggest complaints about one. We only had All For One,
Tomura, Dabi, and then I think Toga.
and that's it. Literally, I think that's it.
Yeah, we didn't even have Mr. Compress, who's in this one twice, who's in this one. I'm sure they might put Spinner in here.
And I'm not really super hyped for Mineta, but
Cool, whatevs.
we're getting more characters, so I'm hyped for that.
Yeah, because we
It
got
gives diversity, because you never have that one person that's good at playing as him and is gonna spam him, and you're gonna be playing against him. You can be like, God damn it, I'm getting really.
Because I mean, I'm not mad. They gave us Kaminari last time. Like, I guess Mineta is like a fan favorite, so
and
he
Pink
should
girl,
be in it.
what's her name?
Oh,
Mina.
I just know it's just the acid girl. Yeah,
I just
Mina.
posted her because we got the same birthday. I just figured that out. Twitter was asking about what anime birthday you have, and that's my main one. But I like seeing her in the trailer because you're gonna get to see, like, she showed her ass this season in season 4 as far as being the inspiration behind what made Kirishima boot up, and being that we're gonna get all these. Like, we had to get bullshit Deku, then shoot style Deku as whole
we're just getting
DLC.
straight. We're getting straight shoot style Deku.
So we're getting just upgraded versions of the character. So, like, in all retrospect, 1 had to exist for 2 to be this good. But 2 is gonna be amazing. I think this is the one we should have got first. Not saying we should have got first because it's had to happen, but this one is the one. I feel like people hated on the first one because they were expecting this, and I feel like once they get this, people are gonna be pretty excited. I know I'm hype. I know the money is already spent in my opinion.
Oh shit! Shout out to Kaminari. We have the same birthday.
Y'all, man,
Yeah,
right.
shout out to
You get the
Kaminari.
cool niggas. Not saying shout out to Pink Girl, but, like, you know what I'm saying? I was hoping for somebody badass.
Yeah, but I was scared before Kaminari. It was just
Shomaru or something.
the only person before Kaminari was Fukaru, which was the nigga from the CP 9 in
I got like a random soldier in Attack on Titan too. Like, my birthday just lines up with random.
But I did have Cyborg from the Teen Titans though, so that's
hard.
pretty fire.
That's
So,
hard.
But that's the end of our news stories. Let's get into discussion today. We have 2 questions submitted by you, and if you want to submit a question, how do you do it? You go to www.BrosWhoThink.com. On the homepage, scroll all the way down, fill out the thing, first name, last name, subject line, put anime talk question, and then put the question in and hit send, and we will answer your question on the next show. Or if you have a question, tweet at Chrissa SJE, tweet at me, Lyn BWT, or at the Bros Who Think. We're really on Twitter. We're on Instagram, and we will respond to you on Anime Talk Pod. But if you want to get a question in, the best place to do it is either Twitter or on the website.
I reply to everybody on Twitter, bro. My mentions are usually in flames, so my timeline is usually in flame because I reply to everybody. I got hot takes, and you know what I'm saying? I like to share that kind of shit.
Gotta say, if you follow us on the Instagram, we will respond, Anime Talk Pod, and we'll tell you all about the giveaway, who won it at the end of the show.
Facts.
And how you can apply in February. But today's question, the first one was sent in by Brad. Brad said, if you can go into any anime world, what would it be you would be able to get the powers of said world? Where you going?
Ah, man.
I got a couple choices. Like I think I got like 3.
I think out of all worlds I want to be in, I feel like the Attack on Titan world would be. No, I said I'm bullshit. I feel like I'd love to just be eaten by Titans and watch my family and friends die to the hands of Titans. And the best part, knowing I can't do shit about it.
Freaking Haz is gonna meme the shit out of this.
Oh, bro, I feel like that would be hilarious. Because I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've seen Twitter do that. I've seen Twitter post like, which world would you rather live in? And it's like, oh, fucking Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and Attack on Titan. Is like, what kind of psychopath? I'm checking on everybody who said Attack on Titan. Like, I'm checking on your mental health.
Or Death Note, same thing for you. You crazy.
Or Death Note, bro. Because what are the chances of you getting a Death Note? And then even then, I don't want to fuck with nobody who wants to live in the Death Note world. So you basically telling me you just want to kill niggas realistically, like, and like lucratively. You want to kill niggas like in the easiest, like, most discreet. Man, if I was light, they'd have never caught my ass. I don't want no friends like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just, if I was light, I'd really be God, son. It's like, all right,
bro.
well,
I'm cool on
should
that
have
one.
been a psychopath.
So where you going?
This I said Pokemon already, but that's more considered video game world. But even because it is anime, I'd love to live in the Pokemon world just because that's just my shit. I could just imagine. I'm big on animals in real life. Like, if you don't know that about me, I'm not vegan or nothing like that. I'll eat some good animal food, But at the same time, like I'm really into animals. I'm like really against animal abusers and all that. So just Pokemon would be the perfect world for me. I'd be like probably the hardest Pokemon trainer of all time. At least I feel like at least if not Pokemon Master, I'd be a good gym leader.
See, I'm thinking I'm torn. I have 3, so I'm gonna say one of them. We get to the other ones, but one off the rip, I would love to be in the Naruto world, become a ninja with chakra. But my thing is, if I'm not getting a visual jutsu or I'm being a Jinchuriki, I'm kind of shit out of luck.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't want to be in the Naruto world. Well, I would want to be in the Naruto world, but I wouldn't want to be in one of those worlds where I feel like
that's like my 3rd choice. That's like number 3. That's not number 1.
if I'd be in like the My Hero world, I feel like I'd be Deku, and without ever the chance of meeting All Might and getting All Might's
Well,
quirks.
the question was that you do get the powers of this world.
So you do get
Yeah.
even then, like in that kind of world, I'd be getting random powers.
You get the tail nigga quirk.
Bro, that would be so whack. I'd have the wackest quirk to be able to like fart toxic gas or something just whack, like something you just wouldn't use for anything practical. But Naruto, I guess you could kind of. It depends on where you're born. You can't necessarily pick what village you're born into or what. But
and that's another thing. If you're not born in the Leaf Village, you kind of suck too.
But imagine being Rock Lee in that world, like, and not being able to excel physically. You know what I'm saying? So, but I ain't gonna lie. Just being in that world and just best case scenario, Naruto would be an amazing world.
Naruto would be fine.
First of all,
I'd go to Ichiraku ramen all the time.
That'd probably be delicious.
That's another thing I'm taking in consideration of this. The food of said world.
That's the thing. If we talk about food, Dragon Ball looks like it got some good food, but I'd never want to be in the Dragon Ball world because I'm a human.
Yeah, like
if I was a Saiyan, Namekian.
Maybe.
Even then, bro, they gotta deal with a lot of bullshit. Like if you're saying if you're not Goku, Vegeta, or the whoever's in the Goku family show, your planet got eradicated. All your niggas dead. You know what I'm saying?
That's why Naruto's kind of cool because even if I get into the Sand Village, whatevs, I'll try to make it out.
And that time in the Naruto world, it's not always constant war.
Oh yeah, no.
War.
If I'm going on, if they drop me in right when Naruto's like a Guinean. I mean, technically, the world's at peace. They just stopped the wartime.
Very true.
Like I would live through the Great Ninja, the 4th Ninja War, and probably be an Infinite Tsukiyomi. Like, put me back in that shit. but
I mean, that would be hard.
But I mean, like after that, the technology's fire when Naruto in Boruto world. So you know. I mean, maybe, but that's my 3rd choice.
I'm gonna go with my favorite show of all time, Yu Yu Hakusho, my favorite anime, just because.
So you would be a spirit detective?
I wouldn't necessarily be a spirit detective, but imagine people like Kuwabara who always had spiritual awareness and developed that. Like at the beginning of the show, you see like episode 1, 2, 3, 4, when Yusuke's a ghost, he's like fucking with Kuwabara, like he's ghost floating around, and Kuwabara's the only nigga in all of the city who, whenever Yusuke's is flying around, he like turns around like, I feel something weird, guys, and they're like, oh, Kuwabara, do you feel another ghost coming on? So he's used to like that shit like that. They possessed him because you could go from nothing to something. And Kuwabara's something wasn't quite Yusuke's something, but there were those kids Genkai scooped up.
Oh, wait, but yeah, you could. My question was, would you be able to harness your spirit power with not being friends with Yusuke? But I think you probably could, if you could find Genkai and start training and
imagine those kids that they reached out to Genkai.
Yeah.
Like, the Genkai scooped them up. I don't feel like, if there was no Yusuke, I feel like there would be no Genkai scooping up them kids. Them kids would just be lost kids with powers. Because I feel like Yusuke opened up that let me be a mentor, let me teach somebody back for Genkai. Because he was supposed to be her last protege. Then she scooped up 3 random niggas. It was like, I'm gonna whip y'all up into shape and y'all gonna help me train my protege because he thinks he's done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, when she did that whole tournament with Rando, who was a demon, because like
they had humans in there though.
Yeah, if you were a demon, you know what I'm saying, that would be dope in the Yu Yu Hakusho world because they got like an exponentially large amount of power compared to the humans they've showed. But like you said, a lot of those people in the tournament were humans and they did have special abilities.
No,
so
true.
With just spirit awareness and spirit abilities and energy, you would be able to harness that and turn it into something just depending on your drive for that. And at the same time, I think Yu Yu Hakusho closed with the gate for Demon World being open, and eventually they just let it stay all the way open, and Hiei just guarded it.
True.
So that would be hard, like just to be able to learn the spirit gun. That's something I've always wanted to do, and just the shotgun, the spirit sword, just making things materialize out of nowhere, out of energy.
You might get like a spirit axe.
One of the best things, right? That would be hard, but one of the best things about Dragon Ball. For my childhood, which is, everybody was just, we'd have these Dragon Ball Z fights outside, pew, 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 pew. You got these lasers in your hands, this ki, this energy, And in Dragon Ball, you could really only manifest that into attacks like Kamehameha, Gatling gun. In Yu Yu Hakusho, you had an infinite amount of things you could turn that energy into, whether it be a sword, like you said, an axe, a spirit gun. And then you saw the demons use their demon energy to do all kind of different things. And I feel like spirit energy could be tweaked the same way. They were putting it inside of weapons. Like, there were weapons to boost it. I like just
honestly, it's Nin before Nin.
It definitely was Nin before Nin. The only reason why I wouldn't want to pick Nin is because...
I wouldn't want to live in that hunter world.
I definitely wouldn't want to live in that hunter.
Fuck no.
Bro, living in that, just trying to pass that hunter exam seems like hell. And in order to be anybody worth anything in that show, you have to be a hunter.
Nin. Yeah, and you got to awaken your Nin. So
and
like,
the thing with the Nin is you have only 3 different...
When you got 4 different choices.
4. Yeah, you could be a conjurer, whatever they may be. Imagine there's only a couple people who can be more than one, or you have to train yourself to be more than one. I forget.
I don't
there's usually your personality will not predict, but it will determine what Nin ability you have, whether you're a conjurer, emitter, and again, I feel like I would have the whack one.
Yeah, my next one is One Piece. Food wise, that would be amazing. The food looks great in One Piece. I would love to sail the seas. I would try to, because the question says you get a power when you first come in, I guess I would try to get a devil fruit, but I would be more concerned with learning hockey, because if you know hockey, at least I could swim if I'm on the shit.
You don't even need a devil fruit if you got hockey.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, it's, well, especially where they at
and you
right
can learn
now.
how to swim, like you said.
Where they're at right now, hockey low key is like, yeah, if you have a devil fruit, that's cool. But if you're a master of hockey,
does
does
Zoro have hockey?
Yes, he does.
I'm about to say Zoro has no devil fruit. And he's one of the most badass characters in the entire series.
Zoro and Sanji both don't have devil fruits, and they have
hockey.
Shanks doesn't have a devil fruit in his main thing. He's a Yonko, and he has hockey. Roger didn't have a devil fruit either.
Really?
Yeah, Roger. Well, as of we know of right now, it's just hockey that we know Roger has.
As far as to add to your point of One Piece being a great world to live in, and to add to my point earlier about animals, One Piece has some of the best and amazing creatures. Like, they have some of the wildest, most strode off. Even like the sea kings.
Them sea kings would scare the shit out of me. Like, if I was in there real life and seeing a big ass fish, I would cry.
Even if you take out the One Piece elements that make One Piece amazing, as far as like the fights, the powers, the turn up shit in One Piece, even the small little pieces that build One Piece up as a world. Like right now, my old lady, her ringtone is the bada 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 bada.
Yeah.
Just living in that world, just experiencing that world would be amazing in itself. Because things about the Hunter x Hunter world mirror things in the real world, not to 150%, but in One Piece,
they just take like the backbone of it and try to bring. If I was in One Piece and I wasn't living on like a pirate ship, if I were to live in any city we've seen, it would probably be Water 7. No, it wouldn't be Alabasta.
Water 7 is so dope.
It would be Water 7, because Water 7 is beautiful. The government's cool. Like not Tom. What's that dude? God, I'm looking at him with the blue hair, who's the mayor of the town. Frankie's brother, or Frankie's like,
damn, I forget what his name is, man.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I don't want to say Hunchback or something. It's something like that. It's not Hunchback though. I know it's not.
I know
that shit gonna bug me. That shit's gonna bug me forever.
Man, I'm about to say, look it up.
Yeah, I'm about to Google it. But
Sky P is dope too. I would love to live in Sky P.
Oh, you would like to live on the
That's such a broken off part of the world. Like, that's low-key a whole nother world in itself, because they're disconnected from the One Piece, the real world on the water.
Yeah, true. They
started their own society up there. Most people who were born up there have never lived there.
Yeah, and you can't really see them. So,
and even post Inaru, it's just a better place to be.
His name is Iceberg.
Yes, I fuck with Iceberg.
I would love to live in Water 7. It's beautiful. So that's my second one. You got another one?
Let's keep going with the magical monsters, Digimon. And this is not just me pulling out my ass, just being like Pokemon and Digimon, of course. I've been watching a lot of Digimon lately. I've been watching, shout out to my boy Billiam on YouTube. Billiam is like a YouTuber. He breaks down a lot of things. And I've been watching so much Digimon that I've been going back and watching his covers of Digimon as well, or just his breakdowns. And just, it's got me reflecting on just how amazing of a world that is, because there's a digital world lined up with the real world. And depending on the show, because there's Digimon Adventure season 1 and 2 with like Ty and Davis as the main characters, and then there's Tamers, which is like Tamers takes place kind of in the real world, where like Digimon is a franchise in the show itself, to where everybody has Digimon cards, Digimon toys, and people are fans of it, but nobody knows that shit's real. And then the main characters kind of bring Digimon to life. So I ain't gonna lie, just having that, like there's the 4th gen of Digimon, where you fuse with the Digimon and you don't have a partner Digimon. You just turn into a Digimon depending on the Digivice or whatever the situation was. But I like that whole opening of the world. Like every time they went to the Digi world, it just looked dope compared to the real world. And just having a, you know how they talk about, yeah, you know what I'm saying, online being like the World Wide Web or whatever. Yeah. Like this, it being an actual real world would be dope. Be able to like jump into Twitter, be able to jump into these different apps.
In my number one, I was torn between One Piece and this one, but being that I am a big DC fan, if I could be a superhero in this world, I would love to be in the My Hero world. Go to school for it.
I feel like I'll get the worst quirk.
I would just want to get like a decent quirk. Like I'm not like, even if I got like a quirk like Mirio, it wasn't good at first, but he made it good. So like I feel like if I worked at it, I could make my quirk fire.
Facts. And it like you said, bro, you could turn nothing into something with that. Like you could have a regular quirk and learn how to finesse it and master it.
Like, and since I haven't seen this one yet, I would like to have the water quirk. Like control water. I feel like that would be fire. I think the dude who control wind, he has a fire quirk. Like I think an element quirk would be great. Other than that, a super speed quirk's fire. I love that quirk.
That would be hard too.
Yeah. No, because of course, like you said, we would not get one for all, but if I get like a super speed quirk or one of those element quirks, like controlling water or air, that would be fire.
Having any kind of quirk, not say any kind of quirk, but any kind of, like how you said, elemental, if it's not, even if it's not nothing crazy, if it's practical, I feel like that would be dope as hell. Like
even like an earthbender type quirk would be lit.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm choosing My Hero, man. I would go to UA and be a hero.
I gotta throw these out just for just to say I wouldn't mind living in a lot of these worlds. Some of them I wouldn't. Some of them I would, but I just want to open it up with one and just kind of say space themed, sci-fi themed.
I'm with you on
general,
I would,
like Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, I would live in Bebop. I wouldn't live in Trigon. Trigon is
I wouldn't live in
horrible.
Gundam. Like I wouldn't live in Gundam world.
God,
like,
no.
We're going to war with giant mechs. Yeah, no,
Fuck
I'm good
no.
on that. Because if they draft me, it's not happening. And if I gotta live on Earth and be a civilian, knowing that the fate of my Earth or country depends on these big Gundam fights.
Fuck no.
And then that was a big political show. And
that's
that
like
show
Full Metal Alchemist. I wouldn't live there.
Definitely
like,
wouldn't live in Full Metal Alchemist.
Fuck no. They're going through wars all the time.
Or like Fire Force? Never.
No,
like,
my
your mom
goodness,
could become an infernal and they got to kill her.
Yo, that would hurt my heart, bro. I could not.
Have you watched Astro Lost in Space yet?
I'm in between, but that wouldn't be a bad place.
I would love living in Astro Lost in Space because that's basically like the real world, post-apocalyptic kind of world. Like after all kind of shit happens in the real world, and it's like futuristic because in the real world they already have all kind of other planets and shit discovered that are so far we can't reach. These motherfuckers are reaching planets that are super far, and the way that they envision these planets that are oxygenized and have water on them that kind of.
But see, that's why I'm choosing Bebop, because Bebop is straight up just if we progress to the future, living on Mars and shit. That shit, Bebop would be fire.
With Bebop, I love the fact that you pull up on the planet to fill up, and like there's gas stations that are like for your ship to go from planet to planet.
And there's like strip clubs on Saturn.
And that's so hard. Like the same thing with Space Dandy. It's just like a futuristic.
Space Dandy would be fire.
Futuristic versions of
like I said,
post-apocalyptic.
would not choose Trigon because they live miserable lives in that wild west.
Would not choose Akira or Dorohedoro.
Fuck no.
Never in my life. If
never.
I had to pick like 3 that I would never in my life.
Yeah, Dorohedoro's up there because like sorcerers just pop up and just kill you.
And that shit is so violent. Like,
that show, Fire Force. Now that you said that, I would never want to live in Fire Force.
I wouldn't want to live in Baki because they just do gruesome shit in that. And that's just Baki's just like the real world. But yeah, the top 3. Attack on Titan, Dorohedoro, and
Fire Force. Those are bad.
And there's probably worse ones too. Like there's probably ones we're not thinking of that are the worst.
Gundam's bad. Oh, I just thought of one.
Gundam is bad as hell.
I would not. Actually, I'm gonna take out Fire Force just for the fact that maybe we can fight it. Maybe if because we do get the powers, so we get the powers of them the second or third generation. Maybe we can fight it. Promise Neverland.
Oh, I'll never live in Demon Slayer, son. You see the first episode of Demon Slayer, the main character gets his whole family wiped out. Nigga, whole family.
But Promise Neverland, I don't have a shot. Like, I'm just at an orphan.
Promise Neverland, you literally gotta go with the flow or become food. That's basically Attack on Titan Jr.
Until one of them niggas come save us.
I would never be in any of those, like Parasite. I would never be in any of those worlds where I could become food fairly easily.
No, God. Promise Neverland, Gundam, Attack on Titan.
Those are some of the
Fire
worst
Force.
places to want to.
Demon Slayer is just as
Full
bad.
Metal Alchemist.
Because, like, what if I just bump into Muzan on the street?
Yeah, right. Muzan just like as a distraction killed somebody in the street. Muzan was literally killing his minions.
Because I'm clumsy. I would like fall and trip and just like, oh, sorry, sir, excuse
And
me.
that's such a gruesome world too. Like them demons be killing motherfuckers and it don't be pretty.
Yeah, no, like those would be horrible. I wouldn't want to live in Bleach. Wouldn't. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, living in a world like, and this is again with the magical monsters, but living in a world like Yu-Gi-Oh would be dope. Like you could play a game and the game 3D pops out in front of you.
that's not bad. No, I did.
In Yu-Gi-Oh they had the card game, but then they had the dice game and they had the capsule game. If you got them kind of games,
They're the one where you
like,
ride the bike.
Imagine playing Pokemon knowing it's a game, but you throw a card down and Pikachu actually jumps out. You're not playing on the Switch or nothing. That would be a hard world to live in.
That would be fire. No, those are some good choices of worlds you live in. Let us know where you would live. You can let us know in the comments below, or like we said, tweet at us. We want to know what anime world would you live in if you get the powers of said world. The next question is from Trina. What are some of the best samurai anime? I'm looking into getting into samurai anime. Well, first off, the first one I gotta say is Samurai Champloo. I would love to live in that world. I mean, it's just feudal Japan, so that'd be tight. But Samurai Champloo to me is one of the best samurai anime.
To me, that's an essential. Like if there are two essentials I usually go to. Samurai Champloo and Rurouni Kenshin, but
That was
Samurai
the next one I was
Champloo,
gonna say.
like Samurai Champloo is probably the number one essential because it has samurai in the name, first of all. So they already let you, they already let you know where they're going with this, and they execute on the whole samurai themes perfectly. Like just the two main character samurai you get are just very lovable, very honorable, very amazing, and it shows you kind of two sides of a coin. It shows you just a feudal Japan world where it's just very, to me it would seem realistic and seem it's exaggerated to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But it looks really dope. It's just like a great painted picture of that time period when samurais were really out here just jigging. You know what I'm saying?
Rurouni Kenshin. Gotta say that one. Like
And that's more realistic even than Samurai Champloo, because like Rurouni Kenshin took place in legit feudal Japan, legit in a specific time period. That's almost a historical anime because there are no powers involved at all in Rurouni Kenshin. It's just a crazy story.
Yeah, that's one. I would also say Afro Samurai.
And that's another, like if you had to pick three, those are the top three essentials. So for homework for who's never watched any samurai anime, I would say Samurai Champloo first, then Rurouni Kenshin, then Afro Samurai.
Actually, I would say Champloo first, Afro Samurai because it's a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Then Rurouni.
True, because Rurouni Kenshin's a little lengthy.
Yeah, it is lengthy. And then just to throw some others out there, Ninja Scroll, great movie. Like these are some movies that are just easy to digest. Sword and the Stranger, amazing movie. Like those are great samurai
I'm
content.
gonna peep that one because I remember you mentioning that one before. I've never heard of that.
That's gonna be in our best fights conversation when we get to that.
I gotta throw out one show, and it's kind of a comedy, but it's Gintama.
That's a good world to live in too.
Gintoki, that would be a fun world to live in. But Gintoki, just if you want to see some lighthearted comedy full of heart and also super dope action battle samurai scenes, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the ones I'll definitely peep out because you'll definitely leave with a good hurt stomach from laughing so hard and like a dropped jaw from just amazement at how fast you go from ha 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 to oh shit, like they getting busy. Like as far as samurai fights go, Gintama has some of the top samurai fights in anime.
Yeah, no, 100%. So I think those are some. Yeah, so Samurai Champloo, Afro Samurai, Rurouni Kenshin, Gintama, Sword and the Stranger, and Ninja Scroll is a very good place to start.
I can't really think of too many other than those samurai anime.
I mean, Samurai 7 is basically the
Yeah.
What is that? Kuratori. Not a Kurosawa movie. It's based upon like the Magnificent Seven. It's like the seven, like where all these samurai come together. It's like the last seven or something like that.
Would you
or
call,
Seven Samurai? Yeah, that's what it's based off of.
Would you call Dorohedoro?
Yeah, I would. Dorohedoro counts. I
Just
count it.
For some manga, I would say Samurai 8 for sure. And there's a manga I used to read growing up called Samurai Deeper Kill.
Okay.
Samurai Deeper Kill was hard as hell.
Yeah, I like you saying Dorohedoro because that counts. Oh, Basilic is a good one. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I fuck with Basilic. I
feel like this doesn't count, but Shaman King was hard sword fighting, but it was really ghost sword fighting and shit like that, and all the ghosts had swords.
I mean, niggas could say Bleach and Demon Slayer.
Yeah, niggas could definitely say Bleach and Demon Slayer, even though
They're
there
not
was more shit going
samurai.
on. I hate the arguments of like Zoro versus Ichigo. It's like, shut up, man. It's two completely different like power scalings. But as far as swordplay, both shows are dope. You know what I'm saying?
100%. So hope that helps you out, Trina. Let's get into the reviews. Let's start off with Dorohedoro. We got 2 episodes. One was action packed, and one we got our first exposition episode. Let's start off with episode 3. Boy, talk about, bro. We saw our main character's head get chopped off.
That was wild with a hammer.
Like, this episode is basically, it's the Day of the Dead. I consider it Halloween and Dorohedoro time. Every year at this time in the hole, the dead come to life and it's zombies due to the sorcerers always doing magic particles and all the dust collecting, and it gets into the ground of the cemetery, and these zombies come up, and different exterminators have to kill them each year, and Nikaido and Kaimon are some of these exterminators along with the doctor. And as they're exterminating stuff, the Corazon, I guess his name is Shin, the sorcerer, and then is it Neo or it's Ni or Neo?
The girl?
Yeah.
No clue.
Well,
I want to say Neo.
It's Shin, Neo, Ibisu, that crazy bitch. Ibisu's a clown, bro. That's one of my favorite characters, low key, because she's
definitely
doing
some good comic relief.
She's doing dumb shit, and then the other homie with him, they track down Kaimon and Nikaido. Neo fights Nikaido, and then Shin fights Kaimon, and they basically whoop their ass. Like, legit whoop their ass. But then we find out a little bit more about the dude in Kaimon's head. That shit was crazy.
Nikaido's a sorcerer at that moment too.
Yeah, we did.
Bro, they beat their ass, bro. They got they behinds whooped.
Just the graphics of when Shin's in Kaimon's head and he's seeing him and he's like, I gotta get out of here, and he starts banging him with the back of his hammer into the side of his neck.
Bro.
And as Kaimon's like skull is pulling off his mask and we see blood all up in his head, like, I don't know if people realize, but there's bite marks all up in his skull from getting his mask bit off while he's just banging him with the side of his hammer, cutting off Kaimon's head. That shit was insane.
I love how graphic this show is as far as that violence goes. With me, like, the violence and the way it's done, especially if you do it in an overkill manner, it could either work for the show or against the show.
This works for it.
For me, shows like Baki, it works against the show, just because of how gruesome it is and how it's kind of like gratuitous violence and it's pointless. I don't really like that too much, but with this, it's like it's meant to push further on the themes of like horror and just slasher. It's just very violent, very hyper, very, fucking wild. Just like the whole show Dorohedoro is. It's just wild front to back. It's just like a crazy roller coaster. And the hyper violence adds to that roller coaster. Like when the shit's going down as far as action goes, and then somebody get hit in the neck with a hammer, the backside is like, oh, yeah, it's like it hits you hard every time they go. Like, I remember the first time they kind of teased how the heart guy uses that hammer whenever Neo, whatever her name is, how she was killing buku people, and she's like, hey, how many did you kill? And they just show him, and he's standing there in a room full
just
of corpses
murking people
with just a bloody hammer just standing right there, and he's like it was nothing. So you finally got to see him use that. That was amazing to me.
No, 100%. And then the scene where we see Ebisu get brought back to life. Yeah, it was gross, bro.
That was weird. Mm-hmm. And then it wasted quickly.
She got away, yeah, because she turned into a zombie. But the end of this episode is basically, after Kaimon's head gets cut off, they collect it. He's seeing visions of him in that alleyway. He's wondering what it is. Nikaido tells him when she first found him, he was head cut off. He got into a body bag. She went to go get her other cleaners, and all of a sudden the body bag's up walking. He's like, what? I thought I just passed out. They're dissecting his head, normal brain and everything. It all works out. Then all of a sudden the lights go out. They go to try to touch the breaker. Nikaido seems like she's walking far away. Kaimon starts hallucinating. All of a sudden, somebody behind him is like, says something. He hears it, turns around, lights cut back on. The head is gone. They see on film that there was someone, a shadowy figure that stole the head, and that's pretty much how the episode ends.
Wild.
Nuts. Like, so what would you rate this episode 1 through 5?
I give it a good 4.3.
Yeah, for me, this is a 4.5. This was solid. Solid episode.
It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It was really hype. But even though we're gonna get into the next one too, but I think I like the next one a little bit more. Even though it was a lot of exposition, because the exposition we got was like crazy. But at the same time, this episode being just I was on the edge of my seat the whole horror part, wherever, like, you know what I'm saying, the lights were cutting off and they were walking through the hallway and dude was whispering to him behind his head and then the head went missing.
Yeah, that was creepy.
I was expecting some shit to scare the fuck out of me. Like, I was just sitting there like, oh shit, I'm like uneasy. Like, I'm uncomfortable watching it just because that's the emotion they stirred up. I like the fact whenever, you know, the heart character is growing on me. You know I'm a villain guy. So him just being an anti-hero villain kind of person is just kind of he just displaying his badassery episode after episode. Like whenever Kaimon bit his head, I was like, oh damn, this nigga, I thought he was dead. Kaimon literally just got stabbed in the face.
Yeah.
And this dude just got bitten to the head, and as soon as dude bites him, he's like, oh, where am I at? And the dude inside of Kaimon's like, what's up, bitch? Let's see, you're not the one, you know what I'm saying? Then right after that, you see him, he's looking at it like he goes from, oh shit, I'm getting my head bit off. Like, where am I at? What is this crazy? Who's this guy talking to me? To like, wait, I'm in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
Mid in the dude's mouth, bow, like hits the dude with the hammer, and he comes out and he's
Shin
like,
you
thought I was out?
Shin is a clown, and it's Noi. It's Noi. That's his partner's name, Shin and Noi.
But Shin is he's one of my favorite hero villains, new generation, just because he's badass, bro. And he seems like just to be the muscle. Like even the fact that he's moving for the higher up and they're telling him what to do and he's doing it.
Yeah, his boss man.
He's on some gangster shit. He's just like the muscle and he's one hell of a muscle.
Let's get to episode 4. In this episode, we learn more about the sorcerer world. We see how their world looks compared to the whole. They're living in a life of luxury. In is developing his new broom, which is like this motorcycle thing that magicians fly on. In sends Shin, and In is the main boss guy. He sends Shin and Noi on a mission to this turkey guy, and this turkey sorcerer can recreate any person, dead or alive, and turn them into a doll, and you can see how they would react. They describe the man that's in Kaimon's mouth, and they recreate this person. They follow him all day. We see where he goes. He gets on this weird outfit with a bunch of spikes on him. He goes to his old house, and all of a sudden, Ebisu touches a safe. He then, like, damn near tries to kill Ebisu, and then Shin has to fight him. He ends up killing him. To see what's inside of there, it's a dead skull. They bring it back to, I guess, life. But Noi doesn't really bring it back to life. She just brings back all of its, like, all of its elements and particles to make it a head of what it looked like, and it was the same face as the doll created, supposedly the guy in Kaimon's mouth. They then go to a party within to find out that there's a sorcerer that brings people back to life. They're going to use it to bring the head back to life. They then find out that sorcerer is using drugs, and it's not really him, it's really a dog. They end up taking this dog creature back home, and they're getting ready to bring back this head to life. Meanwhile, at the end, it ends with Kaimon and Nikaido searching for this doctor who studies sorcerer. This doctor ends up making a gate door that supposedly can get them to the sorcerer's world. So, and that's how the episode ends. A lot of exposition, but a lot of cool stuff seeing how the sorcerers live compared to everybody in the whole.
Yeah, it was crazy seeing it. They live in this like radiant looking world where it's like just fantasy. It's just beautiful. It looks like castles and whatnot.
While the whole is a real shithole.
Yeah, while the whole, whew, I would never in my life want to live in.
Yeah.
Boy, the hole is the worst place to live. But that's like the hood of the anime worlds, bro. No cap. But at the end of the day, even though this episode was a lot of exposition, I really, 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 really loved seeing like the head get revived and the head just walk into this store, this cheap store, clothing store, then go into this members only.
Just seeing who this guy that's in Kaimon's mouth, is it Kaimon? Who is this person and what he's doing?
And seeing him run around like a zombie was hilarious, low key, because he just like this guy walk around and
he's just made out of food. He's made out of turkey.
I was like, oh, whoa.
Yeah, and he was.
Yeah, they kept calling him Duck Fat guy. I was like, oh shit, Duck Fat man. Son made out of fat, like meat fat.
Not a lot of action in this episode though.
But no, I'm not gonna lie, just enough action because with the fight with him and Heart Face Sheen.
Yeah.
That fight was intense, even though it was quick. It was just like, ooh, he was like, oh, this bitch got a lick on me. He was like, I can't believe this fucking
fake
fat sack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This sack of meat fat just got a lick on me. That's crazy. And just to see the thing with the pluses on his eyes and just seeing the pluses on Kaimon's eyes and I saw other characters in this episode or the episode before with pluses on their eyes. So I'm like, is this a specific kind of sorcerer? Is this something specifically to certain people? Because the pluses on eyes, isn't just exclusive to Kaimon or the guy inside of Kaimon's throat. I've seen more people with that, and I'm intrigued to why certain characters, sorcerers, have that on their eyes, or if it means anything at all. Because a lot of stuff in this, a lot of things are being pulled, like a lot of pieces are getting put together as each episode goes by. But at the same time, it's still shrouded in mystery, and I love that about it. It's very hard for me specifically to get into a show that's shrouded in mystery, like AI invaded. ID invaded. It's hard for me to get into that because every episode is shrouded in mystery, and every episode consists of the mystery being little pieces of it being divulged minute by minute. And it's hard for me to just watch like a puzzle get put together in that way versus puzzles getting put together in this way seems very high-paced, energetic, and seems very intriguing to where I don't even realize a puzzle's getting put together, or even if I don't get to the end of the puzzle getting put together, the ride is why I'm there. Yeah. And the ride is so intense that now I'm starting to see puzzle pieces get put all over the place that I'm really excited. Like, the whole first 4 episodes, it feels like they painted a picture to where we're about to go in the 5th episode.
Yep. What would you rate episode 4?
Definitely a 4.5, 4.7 maybe even.
Real. See, this is the 4.34 for me. But
I really enjoyed this one.
This solid episode, man. I like Dorohedoro is the best of the winter 2020 so far.
Oh, yeah. Number 1 of the year so far,
it's
especially
killing.
new.
All right, let's get to My Hero Academia, episode 78 of season 4. After the fight with the Shiai Isekai, a new villain emerges, and the students who participated in the raid on the Shiai Isekai reflect on their own roles as future heroes. The new villain they're emerging is talking about is Giganto Machina, or whatever his name is. That is All For One's right-hand man, the real muscle. That dude is crazy. Can't wait to see what he has in store for him, because that dude is nuts. He fights, basically they captured Warp Gate, which is, oh man, what's his name? I can't think of his name right now, but he's the Warp Gate villain of the League of Villains. Kirogiri. Yeah, they capture him, and they're going to do this, they're going to follow him and whatever, and they managed to just take him while fighting Giganto Machina, and they had to just leave Giganto out there because they couldn't do anything with him. What's our homie's name? The old dude who's the teacher.
Gran Torino?
Yeah, Gran Torino couldn't do anything but just take Kirogiri and the police officer out of there because they could not do anything with Giganto.
Period.
So that was like, ooh, can't wait to see what that entails for the future. But majority of this episode was the kids reflecting on their time. Deku talking to Miro, like telling him he's going to give him the quirk. Miro's like, nah, bro, I don't want that. That's for you. Like, I'm going to do my own thing. And then seeing everybody just reflect. And the next day, it's like, we got to get ready for Bakugo and Todoroki to get their license.
Yeah, this is definitely a good episode. I'd probably rate it a good 4 just because it's not filler, but it's
exposition.
It's time of peace. It's like in the middle between some shit. So instead of just giving you Deku going back to the crib and everybody just welcoming him and just him explaining
what's
everything.
Up with the League of Villains.
And that part was crazy, like the little police chase and the whole what's his name, Giganto Machina or Machina. Giganto Machina. I felt like him coming in and just seeing that get introduced and that whole little chemistry was amazing to watch unfold on screen. And then once Deku and gang do get back to the house, it was funny to see them like pummel him and ask him a bunch of questions and pummel him just like how if you're living in a dorm room and you're
it's like bro, we saw you on TV. Like, what were y'all doing?
Are y'all all right? Yada yada. And then you see Ida be like, whoa, y'all calm down, bro. Y'all tripping. He literally just got back. This was an extreme situation. Night Eye died. Like, give his nuts some breathing room. And Deku was like, it's all good, bro. Then he instantly starts shaking the shit out of him. What the fuck you mean it's all good? I got so many questions for you. And it's like, bro, you being more violent than everybody else. Like, you're literally shaking him.
But that's a good friend though. It's like y'all leave him alone. I'm gonna have real time when I need. He's like, nah, we good. We could talk now. Oh, we could talk now, nigga. What the fuck going on?
He thought back to him crying. He was like, bro, I've been trying to hold it together. Like, I was showing respect, but like if you said no restraint needs to be shown, what the fuck was happening? Oh my god, that shit was crazy. I love seeing that. Like that, just seeing
it just builds the characters.
The girls touch back down and touch, and everybody be like, "Hey, girls," and then seeing Bakugo and Todoroki be like, "What the?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're going to bed. I don't give a damn about you guys.
Sick of this shit, bro.
Yeah, we got to get our licenses.
Loved it. Seeing it all.
And speaking on their licenses, the next episode 79, Cammy joins the provisional license training course and is added to the team while working with the kids from Masaigaki. Meanwhile, Endeavor has a serious talk with All Might. This episode is basically Todoroki, Bakugo, Cammy, and I believe his name is Inuyasha, but I'm gonna just call him the Airbender. The Airbender is chilling with these guys, and they have to convince these kids to listen to them and change their hearts so they can move on with the course to get their licenses. While at the same time, Endeavor's sucking up his pride and asking All Might, what does it mean to be the symbol of peace? Because he's having a hard time filling his shoes because everybody's talking behind his back like, oh, we're not going to be safe without All Might. So how is he going to be the number one hero? What'd you think of this episode?
I love this episode too. Just seeing Bakugo the whole episode made me just love Bakugo because he's a comedian in his own right. Seeing all the Todoroki, like seeing Todoroki get that fail where he was like, I gotta win their hearts by telling them yada yada. He just started introducing himself and they were like, boo, you suck. And he was like, I'm sorry. that shit was hilarious, bro, because only Todoroki would just, and like you don't expect that, but only he would try and fail because he's just so awkward. He's not the kind of person you go to just wow you with personality, because his personality has always been very stale and dry, but that makes him cool. He's just that kind of shy, not talkative. He's one of them people who look badass until you talk to him and just realize he's just boring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He doesn't really got too much going on. Like I saw that on Twitter earlier. They were talking about like the girl who's like shy and quiet and you want to get to know her, and then you find out she just doesn't really have that much personality.
That's Todoroki.
He's just unapologetically boring, and he's kind of badass, but at the same time, he can't be badass to these kids. They don't give a fuck about him. To me, I'm sitting there thinking, as soon as he's like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I'm like, yeah, Todoroki's gonna win these kids over because he's just cool.
And Yorashi tried. He was like, yo,
I thought he had it too. And
then they were like, but wait, didn't y'all fail? And this is why y'all are doing this right now.
They played him.
And he was like, damn.
Bro, they shit on him so hard, I felt bad. I was like, all right.
And Bakugo's
y'all got my homie.
Bakugo's like, F this, dog. We about to whoop y'all ass.
Yeah, from the jump, Bakugo saw what was going on. He looking like fucking Airbenders playing with the kids. You look at Todoroki. Todoroki's over there like trying to think about how to play with the kids. Bakugo sitting there like, fuck this. Bakugo's like, I'm not even playing with these little niggas. Let's go. He's like, let's go. We here to go.
And that's how pretty much their part of the episode ends, with them having to go to battle with these little kids.
It's just so funny how from the jump, Bakugo's like, all right, time to whoop these little niggas' ass. And everybody's like, whoa, chill out, Bakugo. We know you just always want to do that. Calm the fuck down. It don't got to be that. Bakugo's like, no, but what I'm saying is,
they need that
if we beat their little asses, they gonna shut up. And they sitting there like, look, let's just try this. And Bakugo's sitting there like,
y'all do y'all. Let's see.
What are you doing? These little, bruh, I hate these little niggas. Y'all really like entertaining this shit. And it was so funny to see these little kids be the perfect example of what little kids with superpowers would be. Yeah. Little shits who you can't tell nothing, who think they the shit.
Yeah.
And the funny part is, they look like they about to back it up. Like from the trailer, the next episode, homie got a gun coming out of his mouth and he's shooting huge
one
blasts.
Dude controlling, looking like, you know those things from Mario, which are the big black
like
balls that bite things.
64.
He got like 17 of those things.
And they
ready
look
to
badass.
Go.
They look way more threatening than the little Mario ball.
And then they got
thing.
the little nigga in the back who's like, yeah, y'all not gonna do nothing. This my crew.
Yeah, homie with the blonde hair that slick back, and he was talking like, I remember whenever, what was it, Bakugo or Todoroki talk about like, let's just show us our quirks. And they're sitting there like, you guys are lame. Like, you think you really? So we got quirks. Like, what the fuck do you think this is? Just because y'all are big kids, like
y'all not gonna abuse us. We gonna whoop y'all ass.
I love seeing that. Just the kids took this episode to the next level.
Yeah.
Cammy being aloof, and the fact that they addressed the shit with Cammy, and she was all like, yeah, I don't know what happened. I was out for like 4 days.
And I love that the little girls of the group is like, we're not gonna be like her. Yeah, damn skank.
Like, they was grabbing her ass. They're like,
skank. She just using her body. Yeah,
she's out here. Like, they literally, she's like, she's going through puberty. She's at that age of life where she's fucking with the boys. That shit's lame. Yeah. We still think boys got cooties. So as soon as they saw Todoroki, they were like, ah. And she was like, damn, Todoroki is kind of hot. They were like, wait, we being thirsty like her?
No.
Whack. Nah, that's not. We ain't about that shit. Like, you can go through them hormones. We still living our life. Boys are gross.
Would you think of Endeavor sucking up his pride and going to All Might, trying to ask him for guidance on what to be the number one hero?
I definitely like seeing that. I like the fact that All Might said something that he didn't expect, and he was sitting there like, bruh, that's not what we talking about right now. He's like, I'm trying to come to you right now with some vulnerable shit. Like, I don't tell this shit to everybody. I'm telling it to you, nigga.
Yeah, just because you're the only person that can relate to this. No one else can. I would never ask this to anybody else.
He's like, I always want to be number one. Then I got to number 2 and realized that I would never be number 1 because you number 1. Yeah. And now that you not number 1 no more, and I'm number 1, it don't feel right. So, nigga, I need help getting past this because you that boy, and I'm trying to be that boy. And I don't feel like that boy right now, even though everybody's looking at me like I'm that boy.
But we got to see that they're more, and when I say this, don't think that I'm saying they're similar in the sense that, because Endeavor did abuse his family, and he's abusing. We're not talking about that. they're similar in the sense that Endeavor put his head down and went full speed trying to get to number 2 without caring about any of his family members, anybody around him. We see All Might did the same thing, but just to the symbol of peace, because he left Night Iron behind. And we see All Might regretting that. And we see they have more things in common. And All Might's like, bro, you can never do the symbol of peace how I did. You have to do it your own way, but just don't forget the people around you who care about you. Mm-hmm. Don't trample on them.
Speaking of Endeavor and how he's like an abuser, you heard Bakugo try to one up like Todoroki. He was in there like, look, these little kids just need their ass whooped. Like son of a little kid and shit. He's like, I got whooped when I was a kid. I got my ass beat the fuck up. It was bad for me when I was a kid. And Todoroki just sitting there like, really, Bakugo? Did you get your ass whooped as a kid?
Like I got a scar on my face.
Oh, you got beat up as a kid. Do you have a scar to prove it?
Like you don't have a Zuko scar.
Yeah, I'm saying, were you getting your ass whooped by Endeavor, the number 1 hero in the game? Okay then, all right, Bakugo. Maybe we need to settle down,
chill out. But
that's a good episode.
I think
bro.
what both these episodes did, especially with, and you don't know this, but I know this because it was coming in views. I'm not spoiling anything, but they did a lot of good stuff setting the groundwork for what's to come with Giganto Machina and with Endeavor. Those are storylines that we have to pay close attention to going forward, and this is like the groundwork of that. So I'm giving this episode solid 4. Both episodes for me get 4s.
This one gets a good 4.5 for me, just because of good exposition, good middle.
Yeah, it was funny. I'm gonna give this a 4.5. You're right.
Hilarious,
it was very entertaining.
Like
episode.
just seeing Bakugo interact, that whole episode was hilarious. Like I like when Orca touched down and Orca was all sitting there like, y'all ain't shit.
Yeah.
Y'all are literally cat turds or whatever he said, turtle turds. He's like, y'all are turtle turds or fish turds. And Bakugo was like, I'm not fish turds. And so it was like disciplinary strike or whatever. Like slapped the fuck out of him and he was like, you, what is this? And then Son with the airbend and he tried to come with a good answer like, yeah, we are. Out of here, disciplinary strike. Y'all suck. Y'all are trash. Y'all are here because y'all failed. You know why y'all failed? Because y'all suck. And I love the fact that he tried to play drill sergeant. And it was just comical. I love Orca. I like to seeing him get more screen time. And he can't get Endeavor screen time, but this is the kind of screen time him being able to get was cool.
It's good to expand the roster, but that's all we got this week, ladies and gents. That's the end of the episode. Chrissa, tell the people they can find you on social media.
Man, y'all can find me on Chrissa SJE, Twitter, Instagram. Shout out to the bro Namiware too, because I'm about to drop some new music, a new project sponsored by Namiware. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wearing the Namiware drip right now, but I'll be rocking the Namiware drip next episode. I promise you that, because we will be pushing something big.
100%. Be sure to check that out. Follow me at LynBWT on Twitter. Follow BrosWhoThink at BrosWhoThink on Twitter. I want to say shout out to Kellen Golf for coming on the pod once again. If you have not checked out the Kellen Golf episode, be sure to check that out. It will be on YouTube by the time you guys see this. So YouTube viewers, if you didn't get the Kellen Golf interview, it'll be there as well. But it's out on all streaming platforms. And shout out to the people who won the giveaway. Shout out to Art Dealer, a.k.a. Gigi. She was one of the winners of the giveaway. Chase Young, also a winner of the giveaway. And want to shout out to Luis Murillo. Luis, man, you won the giveaway for the Anime Talk side of it. If you want to claim your prize, hit us up on SoundCloud. Send us a message to where we can, or on Twitter, send us a message to where we can contact you and get your info so we can mail you some Anime Talk merch. And we want to do that. But the way for you all to win merch is if you follow us on Twitter at BrosWhoThink. If you like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/BrosWhoThink. If you subscribe to the YouTube or SoundCloud or Apple or Spotify. And the way we can know on Spotify and Apple is to leave a comment. That's one way. Or if you follow us on Anime Talk Pod on Instagram, you get 4 opportunities to be put into a giveaway. We give away merch at the end of each month, gift cards and everything. Next month, we're going to have a figure to give to you from Pure Fiction Collectibles. So you want to sign up for the giveaways. And the easiest way to do that is to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, or follow at Anime Talk Pod on IG, and you will be put into the giveaways. But shout out to everybody who won. Like I said, be sure to check out the Kellen Golf interview. New Bros Who Think on Thursday. Bros Who Binge will be out on Wednesday this week. Me and Trubert had to watch the movie The Gentleman, so we'll have a review of that. But other than that, just be on the lookout. Got a lot of major stuff coming. Also, shout out to Pure Fiction Collectibles. Like we said, be sure to check them out and go support them on Ambassador next to Walmart. But
I'm going to shop with them on payday.
Yeah, same. No, 100%.
No
but
cap. I saw some shit I
just
wanted.
to get you guys ready, Anime Talk is going on tour, and we have our first tour date to give to you. Let me give you the first one. The first one is Mississippi Anime Fest on March 7th. That will be in Jackson, Mississippi. You can get your tickets at avcconventions.com or at Ticketmaster. And if you like what we do, we'll also be at Louisiana Comic-Con in Lafayette, March 14th and 15th. Those are just the first 2 dates that we're able to give y'all. We'll be able to give y'all more next episode. But Mississippi Anime Fest, Jackson, Mississippi, March 7th. Come check us out, Mississippi fans. We're going to be there talking some stuff. We're not going to mention what we're talking about, but it's going to be fire. We got a good presentation planned.
If you were there at the last one, you know how we coming. We about to turn it up.
Yes, sir. So, but that's all the time we have for today. Thank you to everybody who's listening. Remember to click the like button, drop and subscribe on the YouTube channel. It really helps us out if you can click that like button and subscribe. It'll make our content more noticeable to more noticeable on YouTube, and it'll just help more people discover us. We don't ask for money. We're not asking for donations. We give you this content because we love doing it. The only thing we ask of you guys is just to click that like and click subscribe and support the machine, because the more you support us, the more content we're going to give you. And we got a lot of interviews with voice actors coming. If you thought the Kellen Goff interview was just like that's it, don't be shocked.
Big moves, man. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. just to plug it again, bro. That interview, like, I listened to it because I was sick. I couldn't be.
We wanted Chrissa to be, no facts.
And I had questions and shit, but a lot of the questions I asked got answered. And he dropped a lot of gems as far as just if you're looking to get into the anime voice acting game, if you're looking to get into the acting game, he dropped a lot of gems. And just me having specific goals in that field, I feel like I learned a lot listening to that interview about him and the industry.
Hell yeah. So be sure to check that out. But we got a lot of good stuff on the way. Just be on the lookout and keep supporting the machine, and we will keep delivering amazing content to you guys. But thank you for tuning into us. We will be back in 2 weeks. We might have something in between, but thank you. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you guys in 2 weeks. Be safe. Peace.